Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast with me, Matt. We have a 1v1 for you all here today on Crossroads again. Or yes, it is Nexus, Crossroads Nexus. Anyway, let's go through the players. It's Kikurung again with the United States. This time straight out the gate with Airborne Company. Ooh, this should be potentially fascinating because Airborne can be pretty strong. And representing the Germans, we have Teams. Not a command charge yet, just going for a Storm Grenadier. Pretty basic opening. But with Kikurung now as the Airborne, that is a lot of potential firepower in a short amount of time. Very costly though for the United States. It's probably the most costly commander to play as, to my understanding. Which I suppose kind of fits the whole theme. So we have the Airborne coming out here. The fire team. So these guys are good at long to medium range with the M1 Garans. Can be equipped with all sorts of weapons, including a 30 caliber machine gun actually. Depending on what you prefer to use, I'd assume. I can reaction on trying to secure some ground meanwhile. That is kind of one drawback to the Airborne because they're so expensive. You normally have the ability to get a lot of units out early on. You have an MG34 and a Kugelwagen coming out early. So the Mthis is going for a variety of goods. Get driving up. You have an Airborne assault team coming out. Airborne has been spotted by the Kugelwagen. But Airborne can get some good shots off on it. They got suppressed though. Yeah, behind heavy cover though. They're gonna take a while to take out here. Throwing a smoke grenade. They actually came out of cover. Or came out of suppression. That's good. Getting inside the building there. There we go, they got the gunner there. Double propaganda, so it looks like Teams has gone for propaganda tactics. Probably gonna try and outman manpower now the Airborne, which is a viable strategy, I think. Because the Airborne are expensive to use manpower-wise. You have an assault team now, better for close to medium combat. And with M1 carbines rather than M1 Garants. M1 carbines, it's called something. It's called something. Yeah, it is called M1 carbines. I was not stupid. Okay. Would you look at that? Me not being stupid. That's new. Building goes down. Carbines are doing their best here, but they're not the best at long-range combat. They do have a fairly good rate of power, though. Now, Airborne troops will replenish fast. That's kind of one of the deals, but they are very costly to replenish, as you can see. We also have an Airborne 30 caliber arriving here. Up quick because here comes the Volkssturm. But you can see the carbines mow into them as soon as they come up. Like that did not take long at all to do. Those carbines are pretty good if you're trying to rush up on someone. Now with the 30 caliber up, that might cause some issues. Or doing some good damage there to the Storm Grenadier. Even despite them being behind cover. Smoke grenade popped. Or Volkssturm waiting around. I can still have the reassurance to capture more ground. See. We also have a mortar here for the United States Airborne. An M2 mortar. I'm not sure how big that is. Doesn't tell me the millimeter here. Smoke canisters coming out from it. That's good. Good to see usage of smoke. Smoke is very vital to use if you are trying to maneuver a lot. Kugelwagen driving around, but the 30 caliber can hit it. We also have an MG08 back here. Manned by some Volkssturm, the machine gun of the German Empire of the First World War. Also used by the Volkssturm. Volkssturm used a lot of old equipment and varied equipment. Well, they did in the real war anyway, because yeah, they were kind of in a very weird position. Oh, 50 caliber machine gun. Well, that should be interesting. That can actually deal with German light vehicles. Kugelwagen is trying to get on the flank. The Mthis can take up the munitions point, fuel point here, I mean. Gonna try and set up a ambush here, because Airborne do stealth when they're in a cover. It just takes a bit. There we go. And they've also been able to hold fire. So they're gonna be very sneaky. Ooh, Kugelwagen is getting hit by the 30 caliber. But the 30 caliber's not really getting some good shots here for some reason. They do kill the gunner though. That's gonna slow them down. Okay, popped. The MG08 is set up their way. I don't think the Americans know it's an MG08 yet. And that's too much firepower for them. They do manage to get the pineapple off, but they might not survive. Nope, that's a very expensive loss.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Machine guns are pretty deadly to even elite infantry, so you need to be very cautious.
Our supply line is
Now the Germans are pushing for the American field point. But unlike the Americans, the Germans can actually get resources from it. Because they hold the cutoff point here. That's not good for the United States. You have the 50 caliber machine gun here. That should be able to chew through the Kugelwagen in literally just 1 to 2 shots, I think.
The enemy is overrunning.
So 50 caliber machine gun is pretty big. Pretty big. Very, very big. MG8 trying to set up here. Gonna focus on the machine gun evidently. Oh, 50 caliber has been pinned though, so I cannot fire back. Yeah, but I was trying to move up here for a pineapple. They succeed. Oh, 50 caliber still opened up and killed the Kugelwagen. We also have a fight here. Why is the forward HQ so far forwards? That's a very risky maneuver. We also have some Pathfinders here. Ace Elite Recon Infantry are able to the United States Airborne. Oh, looks like Foxstorm merged in here with the Storm Pioneers. That is a thing they can do after all. But it means they still have the stats of the Foxstorm, I think, so they're not that good. That 50 caliber remains under fire though, so it remains suppressed. Which is probably a very good thing for the Germans. Because if not that 50 caliber, we probably have gotten some work done already. The assault team is trying to do its best here. Oh, 50 caliber is no longer suppressed.
The capture point is being overrun.
But Germans are overrunning much of the other parts of the front line. And the heavy cover is really helping the Foxstorm here.
Unit ready.
Not looking good for the United States at all. Pathfinder can really move out here safely. That's time to get behind cover. Oh, they are being suppressed thanks to the 30 caliber though. That's good for the Pathfinders. That 30 caliber has actually done a lot of work for that little position. Yeah, but I'm doing its best here still with their carbines. They've actually gotten a fair few kills. Again, they're also fighting Foxstorm, so do with that as you will. You have another assault team coming out for the United States. Meanwhile, for the Germans, we are seeing the first truck fleet set up here. I wonder if we'll see any unique weapons here for the Airborne at some point. They can become very potent with specific weapons. This is the other assault team. Mortar's also trying to get shot up. Also, that is the 60mm American mortar. Actually, surprisingly accurate and short range. They're very good for infantry support in close engagements. Storm Pioneers, I think, are just getting a lot of good positions right now against the Airborne, but the Airborne are actually doing really good with those carbines. Holy shit! Don't underestimate carbines, evidently. But look how fast they're firing, and those Storm Pioneers I actually don't think can run, because if they do, they'll just die anyway. Yeah, but they're so accurate with them. There's only thanks to that heavy cover, they're still, the lab one guy is still alive for now. But we might see the Foxstorm try to rush up to merge and retreat right afterward. Nope, too late.
We've lost a squad of infantry.
This Airborne squad might want to consider falling back. But you don't want to lose an expensive squad like that. But they will be able to run. MG08 suppresses the other squad. You have the 3rd SS veterans here, a unique squad available to the Mthis. Oh, they got a grenade there out on the 30 caliber. Pretty decent one at that too. MG8 down here. And the Pathfinder's a little bit too much out in the open. Recoilless rifle sent out to one of the airborne squads. But as you can see, they reinforce like very fast. It is, as I said, just expensive. They basically have no manpower anymore.
Weapon rack is now open.
British veterans are pulling back as well. I think so far the Germans still technically have the upper hand at the moment. But sometimes it's hard to judge. Well, the recoilless rifle will certainly help against any vehicles the Germans will bring out. But I don't think vehicles is a problem yet they have to be wary of. Might be shortly, but not yet.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Americans are just getting ready to get into positions again. Nothing too special. I have been trying to fiddle a little bit with my microphone settings again, mostly with the gain, to see if it's too much or too low, but I suppose if it's gonna make my voice clearer, I'm not sure, but I want some feedback on it. If you watched the video so far, you have this handy little comment section you can use if you want. I'm also gonna try and talk slower than normal, because I think that will make me clearer, but sometimes it's hard to judge for myself, because I'm not really an English speaker as my main, so sometimes something. Pretty clever set up here, good to see. Getting some good shots in there on the Hawkstem. They probably still thought the machine gun was there. Doom Grenadiers also on the field still, no upgrades on them. More recoilless rifles being headed out to the United States. 50 caliber up here, they know there's an MG8 waiting in ambush. That's eventually enough to get the targeting optics, which will actually make it a lot more lethal, surprisingly, despite being an old machine gun. Again, a machine gun's a machine gun, as you can see. Machine guns are just good. It's a lot of bullets very rapidly. We're gonna have some SS Stormtroopers on the field to try and counteract the Airborne. Not a bad choice. The Stormtroopers are very expensive, but very good infantry. Available to all Waffen-SS commanders. Not a lot of action at the moment. Veterans are moving out with some scope Sturmgewehrs and an MG42. So the MG42 is actually held by the squad leader. That's neat. MG 30 caliber opening fire here. Ooh, and the veteran's almost dead because of it. That's it. Elite infantry don't do well in the front against a machine gun, as you would expect. Just because it's a machine gun. Only one veteran makes it. MG42 dropped though, which these Stormtroopers could make use of. They probably don't need to get that Czech machine gun. They can just grab that MG42, but they're going for Czech machine gun and Sturmgewehr. The Czech machine gun, the CBVC-30, is like the unique one you get if you're playing as propaganda. A little bit of an interesting one. Ooh, Foxstormer taking heavy losses there. 30 caliber killed them in seconds. Yeah, but I'm trying to move over with the smoke. Very smart. But the MG8 is falling back quickly. But the Americans know that's happening. They're chasing after it. Panzerjägers on the flank and the Foxstorm as well. Being a little bit too much for the Airborne to handle this time. 50 caliber is covering the retreat though. Stormtroopers just running around here.
Looks like we're going in.
42 is just still laying there on the ground for anyone to pick up.
Warning orders, gang.
There's an MG8 down here. Lots of smaller machine guns. Ooh, not good for the Airborne there. MG8 is keeping this area quite covered. We have another Pathfinder coming in. We're only going to push now with the smoke up. They might run up to try and do a pineapple. Pineapple grade is actually pretty good at its job, so... Yep, pineapple grade going out. Someone with a baseball arm. But that guy with the baseball arm probably also got shot there. Another airborne squad coming up there trying to get behind cover with this fuel point. I'm not sure what the recoilless rifle will be against the infantry at range, but I suppose we'll find out. They do have a Goliath coming, and the recoilless rifle could deal with that. I think the airborne already know it's there. Orkstem Gewehr is also handed out. And they decide to retreat in face of the Goliath. And they have nothing else to stop it. So the Americans are just in full retreat right now. They do have another recoilless rifle ready up there. But if the recoilless rifles miss, that Goliath is a big, big problem. Because smaller bullets cannot pierce it. The 50 caliber up here actually could. Yeah, they know it's there. They know it's hiding. Can you see it on the minimap? They can, yeah, they know it's there on the minimap because they've seen it.
We're losing a capture point.
It's not the easiest target to hit.
Contact! You've got a captain hitting the field.
They got it. They did lose one guy though, but I think that's worth it. Destroying the Goliath with one recoilless rifle shot is a pretty good exchange for just losing one model of a squad. Goliaths can be pretty dangerous in certain situations after all. With a Pathfinder up on the northern flank now. But the Germans are securing a lot of terrain. Oh, we do an M10 because yes. The Airborne do actually get the United States tank destroyer units. It's pretty handy, well at least the M10. Which they probably needed, because Airborne was suffering a little bit in anti-tank departments. Or vehicle departments in general, because the commanders are really themed around vehicles, as you would suspect. Ah! We have a beacon set up here. Okay, so they can airdrop in supplies and stuff. Well, not supplies, but they can airdrop in weapons. Looting the squads, by the way. Oh, that's infiltrate. Alright, so they can infiltrate them in. More smoke shells going out.
M10 ready for action.
Goliath on the drive.
Supply hub cutter is ready for orders.
SS is just set up here. We also have the M10 arriving now. With its 3-inch gun. The Americans are gearing up for a push in the northern flank. They know where the MG08 is. A good usage of the Pathfinders here to finally actually scout ahead. That is kind of what their job is. We do see an Aufklar come out in return, and double stormtroopers. The Germans gearing up for their own kind of assault. Goes with an American AT gun here. 57.
Crowds are sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being
But the Americans have lost a lot of ground. Pretty Caliber is doing its best here. Orkstem have been suppressed. As it's Airborne pushing up, but that MG8 is still holding on. Smoke grenade going out, very nice. Now it decides to fall back. Airborne can just airdrop in due to the beacon. And now we have the stormtroopers coming up behind cover here with their Czech machine gun and Sturmgewehr. They can do need this point though. Oh, here we have the Goliath. Tried to hit it with armor piercing bullets, didn't do enough. They do have this 50 caliber, which can kill it. There we go, like that. Yep, that's the power of the 50 caliber. Although I think the recoilless rifle actually also hit it, perhaps. But it looks like the 50 caliber was credited with the kill. So I'd wager it was actually the 50 caliber, potentially. Airborne are doing their best here. But against stormtroopers with a machine gun and the third SS veterans, that's a lot of firepower to deal with. Yeah, Airborne are taking heavy losses in this attempt.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped
The Americans need to take this point here. Pathfinder has been spotted. Ooh, and the veterans are in a pretty good spot here. 50 caliber is doing his best to hold them back. Stormtrooper is also pushing up. Oh, good mortar shell. Lane Corps on the way. 50 caliber doing its best here against the Stormtroopers. For some reason, the 50 caliber doesn't seem to do as much against the infantry as I thought it would. I would have thought like the 50 caliber machine gun would shred infantry like that.
Gun crew just got wiped out.
Ooh, and more Stormtroopers arriving here. It's not looking good for the United States all of a sudden. The Stormtroopers are pushing up very aggressively. We see lots of Czech machine guns. It is cool to see people use their commander-specific upgrades. I think it's a nice touch. Lots of firepower going out there. And the Americans are certainly not doing too hard. M10 has not really done a lot. Waiting back there in reserve. I know the amount of units the Germans have now. I'm not sure the Americans can get out of this one. They're also key still to Sturmgren, just holding the other flank here. Lots of Stormtroopers. And Pathfinders get suppressed immediately by the MG42. M10 is ready to make a move, but the M10 is not really designed to deal with infantry. It's designed to deal with vehicles. You can see it has no machine gun options on it. It does have access to a high explosive shell, but that's somewhat limited in effectiveness here, I think. High explosive has been loaded. Only killing one and destroying the cover though, which is handy. Doing an assault team nearby, getting some Thompsons. Lateral charge going out. Uh-oh. They just looked at it and realized, well, fuck. Scheiße. This is the end, boys. Probably what they thought when they saw that satchel charge come over the hedge. I just loved how they all just decide to stand still and just look at it, all turning to look at it and be like, Scheiße. Sometimes there's some good moments like that. You have some mortar shells coming out here from the mortar. Oh, that's my phosphorus. Probably a good choice. Well, that's doing a lot of damage. Also slows them down a lot. It's very, very powerful chemical smoke. Very, very dangerous weapon. Willie Pete's, as they called it. Oh, they have a Panzerwerfer firing. Ooh, destroying something there. Oh, almost killing that squad, but one was airdrop again. Lucky for the Airborne. That was actually really, really lucky. You have some basic American riflemen now arriving. Americans just need to shore up the front line now.
Looks like we're going in. All right, you dopes, listen up.
But the Americans are certainly not doing hard. Because of a second Panzerwerfer, so the Germans are just relying on a lot of other units here.
Crew, stand ready.
Or Foxsturm on the flank. Ooh, they're gonna be able to grab this recoilless rifle, I think. If they know and figure out how to use it. Probably not the easiest weapon to figure out how to use. Granada going out there on the 30 caliber. But here comes an assault team with Thompsons. There's also a Veteran C4 squad, by the way. That's a pretty good United States Airborne squad. Killing the squad entirely, actually. We do have still the MG08 back here. More Panzerwerfer shots. Ooh, that was a good one. Stormtroopers moving up. One more airborne arriving. Now the fire team has a 30 caliber machine gun. I think could certainly help. Another Goliath coming out here for the Mthis. Battle has somewhat quieted down a bit because I think the German could technically just go for some Panzer Force and probably overrun the American position, but they don't seem to be intent on doing that at the moment. They'll be a little bit more methodical and slow. Pathfinder's going to secure 1 point here in secret. No, the Aufklärer is just up here. Mortars firing again, this time with more white phosphorus. It's good to see people use the white phosphorus. I really see people like to use that shield after all, but it's actually really good. It's both smoke and it's also damage your enemy. And actually slow them, because it's very hard to move through. Just not very accurate at the moment. So the Stormtroopers decide to move around a little bit, because there's a 30 caliber firing at them.
Steady up, man. Grenade!
Gebalderladung. Didn't help them a lot there. And this time they decide to fall back. Panzerwerfer is firing again.
Change of plan!
Ooh.
Taking effective fire!
Decent rockets. But we have more and more Stormtroopers arriving now. Lots of Stormtroopers for the Mthis. I suppose it's the better choice, because Stormtroopers are very good at fighting compared to all other Mthis troops, I believe, for their cost. They're basically the same skill level as the Airborne are and cost the same. They're very good at what they do. We have a pack howitzer coming up with more Airborne as well. Basic American Riflemen are trying to hold back these Stormtroopers with their BAR, which I don't think they'll be able to do easily. Although only 3 of the Stormtroopers can fire at this angle. MG8 still doing a lot of work down here. Pulse rifle here grabbed by the Stormtroopers. They're gonna try and kill this Airborne. Looks like they managed to be safe though, thanks to the 30 caliber taking the shots. Stormtroopers are using medium cover here somehow to really win out against this 30 caliber. Merge from the re-echelon, good to see. But more and more Airborne arriving, but more and more Panzerwerfer shots also landing. Now there is a pack howitzer to help.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
Man, those Stormtroopers are getting a lot of work done. There's only 2 of them left. We have the Goliath coming up, but there is a fair 50 caliber emplacement to stop it. They can spot it.
Shift fire! A capture point is under attack.
Ooh, there's just too much cover here. It can just drive up safely. Because it's very hard to hit a thing where it hit the thing in cover and even see it. I can also hear Tiger Ace in the background. Here's the Tiger Ace. Because if you drive a Goliath over an area with light cover, it'll basically be stealth throughout most of it. And now with the Tiger Ace here, I think it's not good for the United States. It's not been good for the United States for a while at this point, to be honest. Yeah, fought bravely though. Incendiary shrapnel still loaded, unique to the Tiger Ace to the Mthis. Hollow charge being fired. Injured the driver. But at this point, I don't think the United States can do much. Oh, it looks like the BAR has somewhat won out, actually. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. This is a BAR. The Allies are just sitting in their base now. Warfare SS coming onto the front line. Another Goliath as well. Lots of terror weapons here from the Waffen SS. I suppose they are playing propaganda tactics, so that's probably to be expected in all honesty. This is Alpha Cloud trying to sneak up now. The Americans are not really doing much. They're trying to take up somehow behind us. But I think when the no, keep going surveillance at this point. Just before the Panzer Rivers get into action. Well, a little bit of an interesting and shorter match, which I hope is fine, and it was a good way to test my microphone settings and such. So I'll see you all next one, everyone. Bye bye!